All right, so the next one on the list is the reading the articles out loud, the miracle method, leadership management, or with compassion. It's the mirror method, the leadership style, but you're supposed to do it with compassion. You're not supposed to abuse this method. This is really a method of last resort. So, some say leading from behind. I laugh at that. Exactly. Would you walk like that? Would you walk right behind somebody? It sounds kind of pushy, right? So I say lead side by side, or the mirror method of leadership with compassion. So I resort to the mirror method as a last resort. Do you know what I mean by that? Have you ever heard of that used in management successfully? By the mirror method, what I mean is you subtly do what they do back at them. It's a last resort and with compassion. For example, you send me a nasty text message, and all I do is I just copy it and I resend it back to you. They get the message. It doesn't feel too great, does it? Kind of thing. You know, it's like, hey, I'll give you an example. So the example is when I used the mirror method against me was when I was renting a basement and they were living upstairs in the house, and I really needed the router privileges, and it wasn't my house. A text message demanding that it be done very, very fast because everything I'm doing is national security during a pandemic. And they thought my life was so much more important than their life and their time. And all he did, he thought I was being overdramatic. So he took my text message, copied it, pasted it back, right back to me. And so here we have this story about this is where mirror bots come in Meta. So you got viruses still in Facebook, you got viruses in everything, you got little bots coming about. You're gonna have bots in Meta too. And they're gonna know all about you if you keep posting and if you become too much of a public figure. So you can also do a mirror method in management, but you usually want to wait until you've tried all the other methods available, because in a sense you're mocking this person. You're doing what they're doing, and nothing that you're doing because you want them to stop doing that. And that's because you say, hey, really, do you want to do it with compassion and carefulness when you do this? The mirror method management tactic. Okay. Another example, I had a younger HR, and he was new here, and I was dealing with the fact that he swore that he could use Windows Defender, and that would be okay to protect against the virus. Now that's crap. That's total crap. I mean, it doesn't have any link protections. It just doesn't make sense. And his background is this is a media business. It's an international environment, and he says Windows Defender will keep our computers safe. So I'm a little bit freaked out that he thinks he knows something and he doesn't, and it's so wrong and off base that he's arguing with me, and it doesn't make any sense. I sat there and I listened to him talk. I don't interrupt. But when he was done speaking, I said, "Look, man, if you don't know what you're talking about, you can't bullshit me. If you don't know something, you don't know it. You can't say that you can't say that you know these things and then you don't know. If you don't know, you don't know." He argued with me back and forth, back and forth. I was doing his thing, throwing my arms up in the air, coming out with chest kind of high in the air, mocking back and forth, like a little bit, right? And just as we were arguing about the antivirus software, about who's more knowledgeable about cybersecurity standards, a recent graduate from the military or a prior university experience of approximately at that time 5 or 6 years experience in accounting and finance and high technology, including cybersecurity on that. And so certainly at the very end of the argument, I started mocking him with his arms. I had already figured out what it was worth things that he did. I mean, these body language. The body language is very important when you're getting to an argument with somebody. Somebody can take something the wrong way and it becomes physical within seconds. And you have to understand the body language. I mean, I've read books about FBI tactics on this body language. What was it called? Very interesting book. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. I had already figured out the worth of things. He didn't, and so he was mocking it back at him. It's not that compassionate. But the antivirus is a very serious issue. I was using mine, get more powerful mind games, the smart tech, landmines hidden throughout here like a kill zone. This was a joke to a prior post that I didn't really want to make public. And so here's some updates that I added to this article yesterday. So when we launch, I'll just call it the mirror method leadership. That keeps it simple. And then if a customer calls, you say, "You're on with my mirror. What did you need?" Or what? When they call, and they cut off. Buy Tony Robbins and sell physical copies of his teachings at a discount. A website that frequently asked page contains its most asked questions and their answers. That's a serious page to put on there for the Mirror Method Leadership website. And you could ask frequently asked questions to make you be like a management expert in the Mirror Method. Put a massive breathing hot guy on all of our marketing collateral. And here I've got a picture of myself right below that. And that's the end. So that's my new notes for that. And yeah, that's the next article. All right, have a great night.